Journalism, like every other sector in the industry, is going through a lot of change. There are some journalists that you can still refer to as analog, and there are some who have gone digital. But the truth of the matter is that the function of a journalist is to gather interesting materials, and project to the world or their audience specifically. So nothing negative has happened to journalism. Rather, like every other thing evolving in the world, journalism is going through its own segment too. I will now have to go back to your initial question, which is what happened to journalism. Subcell is a victim of the social media, the advent of social media, because smartphone came into being, and we have quite a lot of people who have suddenly become journalists. Fake news became order of the day. I think, being specific now, the people who came into that modern journalism are as lazy as the society is producing them. While we were practicing as reporters, you don't come to the newsroom and say, I saw King Sunny Ade yesterday. Your editor, first thing will ask you is, so what happened? Where's the interview? But today, you don't even need to write anything. You just need to go on Instagram, you need to go Instablog, you go to whatever Insta and pick stories from there. It's the copy and paste era, because subcell journalism, so to speak, lifestyle, had become somebody who will tell you that I just have a flair for writing. You don't have flair for medicine and start ejecting people. You cannot go to a court and tell a judge, I have flair to defend criminals. That day you are going to prison. But because there's no rule of engagement, anybody wake up today, people we employ, 2 days, 3 days, we train them, this is how to blog. And they just, by end of the month, they say, oh God, this place is too far from my house, I can't come again. And that night, you will just see the person coming out with his own blog. So basically, because it's an open and not closed industry, it becomes a winner takes all. Everybody just, before the final death of subcell, it had become your uncle can give you money to publish 3-4 editions of one magazine, maybe 8 pages, rack sheet. You just become somebody who you fail to employ as a reporter because he doesn't have that training. We're now telling you, okay, this is my card. I'm now the publisher of whatever news and all that. So the subcell sector, the lifestyle that you're talking about, is free for all. It's like anybody can just, So social media now has gone deep. Celebrities now, with their phone, they publish their stories by themselves. They tell their stories. We now have a Bobrisky lifestyle. We have unguided kind of, that word, celebrity, celeb, has created another word. So who are you to report? How many people you want to report about? Ebuke wore one particular costume to an event and it became, that's it, instant. And somebody will just say, I'm fighting my daddy, and they say it's trending. So the society, social media, took that function of reporting what is behind the news. It took it away from us. That is what happened. Well, really, seriously, nobody saw it coming. For years we have been complaining, GSM is in Benin Republic, in Togo, Okada rider has it, but we didn't know that it will hit us like that. I remember I belong to that generation that you want to register your email, you go to one cyber cafe, you tell the person, I want to open email, he will open the email for you, which is whatever names he like. He will now give you your password in a piece of paper. You put it in your pocket, you go home. Anytime you want to check your mail, you come back to him or another cyber cafe to open your email for you. Say, you don't have any message. He will still, that your password that he wrote for you, you can't copy it, or you just put it in your pocket, up and down. So we didn't see it coming. And by the time it came, you understand, it became too fast for some of them to catch up with. So those who could not switch from the analog to digital have just gone like that. But for some of us who forced ourselves, because you just look at it, how old is Google itself? How old is Yahoo? All these things, there's no University of Yahoo, there's no University of Google. So if ICT people started catching up, young boys and us were begging them to help us post stories because they don't know how it is. But thank God for Facebook. Once you have a Facebook account, you know that you have access to the back end and you can upload picture stories. It makes blogging easy. That was how we trained ourselves. So yes, you are right. Some of the publishers were a bit lazy and they were not complacent. They were just like, no. Some people today, if they don't read newspaper in a day, they are not happy. So the market for newspaper is still there for those who want to. If I want to say, okay, Broadway, congratulations for your 2nd anniversary, 10th anniversary. Putting it on social media may not work for me. I prefer to have it in a national newspaper that the whole world will know that I'm congratulating you. So there are still the market for them, but I just feel that content, which is fast information based on what I have, over only God knows how many millions of people who have phone with them, who see updates, who read stories and all that. So if you are going to break a news of what happened last week, which was what we're going through in the soft cell, we can still, like if they have an event like Miss Nigeria on a Friday or Saturday or Sunday, the whole world will have to wait for Tuesday for them to know who won. But today, even the winner has posted it, the organizers have posted it. So what role do you have to play there? That question is twofold. Personally, no. But speaking in terms of media, well, once you have become editor-in-chief of a soft cell magazine, which was what we got by being the editor-in-chief of Ace magazine in 2000, there's nothing else you want to be. Maybe assistant publisher, then subsequently become a publisher. But personally, no. I grew up into journalism where you go to events and there's a corner you look at that event, you know that this is where journalists are seated, because the other ones are put in front, where the organizer is saying, thank you very much for coming. Journalists, please wait, we have a special package for you. Those ridiculous things is still happening up till now. We were trained not to accept brown envelopes. It's now transfer. But those kind of things, the biggest paying thing for a journalist is where your person who employs you gives you a salary. Are we properly paid? No. Are we employing people on the strength of what they read? Can you walk into any organization and say, I have 2 masters, I want the job as a reporter? Nobody will employ you. So on that, and this incursion of everybody becoming a journalist because they have a smartphone, when they themselves don't have that smartness to understand that sometimes there will be a broadcast, robbery on the Ikorodu Road. You will have seen it on a Monday, and 2 weeks after, you will still see it somewhere else as breaking news. It has been grossly abused, and journalism is like I said, journalism is something that somebody will wake up and say, I just felt like I have a flair in writing. When you cannot have a flair in policing, you can't have a flair in driving. You wake up one day, you don't learn driving, and just go start the car and move. You have accident now. So we have journalists or celebrated reporters who have called themselves journalists or media practitioners just because of the loophole in that same industry. As long as that is happening, I have not fulfilled. As long as you don't have to go to school to be a journalist, I won't be fulfilled. But personally, looking at where I'm coming from and the kind of recognition we get now, where we go, anywhere we go, events, even artists. Before, artists, we sit down there when I finish out, but we are now seen as business partners. We have seen journalists now like Big Sam, who is producing movies, who can say, okay, Tony Aima could sit down there, Funke, kneel down. Before, the pay is big now, so can he talk to them anyhow? So the truth of the matter is that we have gone places. The entertainment industry is going bigger and bigger. and the functions are coming in, and we have roles to play, and we are there, and we're being considered. And we now have journalists, even at the end of presidency. We have not had a journalist that is president, but the way we are going, we've had one as a governor, as our Shoba. So anything can happen to us. So at least they recognize that industry. Understand? If politics did not kill media, definitely the media has a long role to play. Because it's a thankless profession, and we don't get paid for our work. If you are a doctor, before you see the doctor, you fill a form, you pay. Journalist, how are you? I'm opening my house tomorrow. Just call your people, and you have seven people in the house. You understand? Until we agree to put a standard. That's why I said I would not like to mention it. There are some funny characters who have YouTube channel. Ideally, in recognized environments, you have a professional calling. If you want to report about health, yes, you are a doctor, but you want to do health report, you will still train yourself about how to write reports as a journalist. But in Nigeria, anything goes. So the people who are doing the job are not getting paid for it, because the people who want to write about self, they are the one even selling themselves in the face of the people. So what are you saying? I remember this joke that somebody got married, and the person was the one that even came to the social media to say, I got married today. Somebody now said breaking news. The first comment said, it's not breaking. Both of us, we heard it together. So don't tell me it's breaking. So we need to come back to that era where, because yes, journalism may not look normal, but you see, if you price journalism to a point, you become a strategist. So where these celebrities now know that they need strategists, that is where we come in. So when they want to plan, strategize, and not be ridiculed, they need professional journalists. Not that you need a PA that will be going to pick your kids in school, that will be sending your photograph across, and you say, it's my publicist. No. But we will build ourselves to that point that a big Sam has built himself to the point that I'm management, not publicist. I'm management outfit, because it means that you have a structure to put these clients from grade nothing to put them up. So we will continue to be poor when we don't assess and know our role in society. Well, let's thank God for grace. Like I said, we came in an era that those before us don't even want us to show. Let's do the current word. They don't want us to blow. The little that encourage us, we still give them their regard up to tomorrow. Maybe I can find you. I give it to you. Nle Bakare, I give it to you. Bob D, I give it to you. They were soul that made us tell people that we know them. That you know this person, what he's doing is what me too I'm doing. So I'm going to be like him. You still talk about Femi Johnson too. Now, did I become a celeb? No. All my life, all my life, I've always dreaded being because I have the psyche that I'm supposed to write about people. It is God will not let your ink run dry, or you lack what to say, and you now start talking about yourself. For me, it's a no. I'd rather go into a place and walk away freely, not where the other boys and there will be gunshots here and there because a celeb is passing. Yes, we make people. By marriage, then that was not it, because I was just a journalist that was going about his business and met a woman who is going about her business too. The relationship was a shock to the industry. That how can a journalist marry an actress, especially if it's a star actress? So they now have to go into the personality, like this person and all that. So, but did I see myself as a celebrity? No. I will rather still remain the simple person who I am, an industry person. It's only people in the industry who know me. I'm not the one on the street that people will shout, hey, we know you. That's why I ran away. I've done a couple of waka pass roles in some movies, and it was becoming too engaging for me. I produced a couple of movies too, because of the interest I have in the woman I was married to then. So I had to go into that industry. But I haven't read broadcast in my school. Producing movies, production and all that, it's like nothing to me. Journalism will give you contacts. So I had contacts, I was able to get contracts, and I was married to somebody in the industry. So that's how I crossed that line. So, and of course, unfortunately, the marriage did not work. And you know, subsale, that's what we always pray. Yeah, hey, it has happened. So this one broke up. But I thank God because I maintained a decent silence. I did not engage in media war with anybody, whether the relationship did not work or not. I did not have to abuse anybody. I did not have to debase my name, my family name, the person's name, and all that, because there are a lot of issues involved, you know. So it's to me, I still sleep, wake up, I see myself as just Femi Davies, the average man on the street who is going about trying to make a living for himself. I have never, for a second, seen myself as a celebrity. I'm going to make a confession. That particular incident changed my view about journalism. I used to think that, you know, the way when they train you, when you get to the field, you're like, I'm a journalist. You can tell a policeman, I'm a journalist. You know, everybody is afraid of me. But when we got into trouble, the story is that Frayo's girlfriend, who had a child for him, works with us in Ace magazine with Shegun Banjo. So when he ran away in Oshun, he came to our office. There's a problem. What's the problem? Baba, this and this. I said, okay. That he went to church, they told him that they will kill him. Nobody will kill you. What did you do? They said this is, I don't know. Did you do it? He said no. Okay. If you didn't do it, then there's no problem. What we'll do is this. Rather than hand you over to the government, as at that time he was not declared wanted. It was 24 hours after meeting us that he was declared wanted. That was when we knew there's a serious problem. That if the police can declare this guy wanted, all he wanted was us to give him transport money to get to Benin Republic and go away. I was not like, if he escapes, we won't have a control of wherever he is. One. Two, police may trade the story to our point. So we played a role in making him getting escape. So what do we do? Hey, Frayo, don't need to run away. We'll get you a lawyer who will hand you over to the police. So yeah, you should know that while you're in police custody, the lawyer will be there to check monsoon. That was our role. So on a Friday, Saturday, and on Sunday, Keyamo had a press conference mentioning the fact that he had him in his custody. He's handing over to police on Monday. They got him on Monday and all that. One thing led to the other. We eventually got arrested. Now, for somebody who was reporting entertainment and society, the greatest Fuji or high life or hip hop artist will do is probably have people to hold you and slap you. You're not to the point of wanting to kill and all that. So 7 days in Alagbo, Fela's cell, they got transferred to the old police headquarters in Abuja, underground dungeon for 4 days. I made up my mind, bye-bye to journalism, because it's a thankless profession. What we did, if the Nigeria police can declare somebody wanted, it means that they don't have capacity to arrest that person. Now, I haven't displayed lack of capacity. We played your role, we got him a lawyer, and we got him back into your hand. So why do you have to? Already you even put ransom on his head. We're not applying for that money. Now I did a week in Alagmo, a couple of days with common criminals, and I just felt I'm not an advocate, I'm not a fighter, I'm just a journalist doing his bit. I was just unfortunate. Myself and Segobajo, were just unfortunate to be at the wrong place at the wrong time. We now become a victim, and I discovered that the security agencies don't have that much kind of respect that you think they have for journalists. It's the ones on the street that you can continue to harass. So when you get into those basic, though we were not tortured for a minute, we were not harassed for a minute, but when I look at the level of human debasement we went through, we should be seen as national heroes. We solved the problem for police. And we're talking about the Attorney General of the Federation. So it's a matter of national and global interest. We did not report the story because we didn't want to be selfish. So many media houses made money from it, but we were the victim at the end of the day. So that made me 2001 to stop active journalism until like 7-8 years later, during the time when Otumba Gbenga Daniel was Ogun State governor. I just felt, okay, let me go back into journalism. And I just got an appointment to be his consultant. So I arrested journalism again. So by the time he left office, we were unfortunate not to be able to put in the next governor, because I would have worked with GNI then. We were already working with him because I was the director of organization for the party. So that led me into politics. So I just look at journalism as, let them carry their Bola Ige. But by the time digital journalism came, that I didn't need anybody, I didn't need stress to put. So I just, okay, let me start Metro News. And that's the story of Metro News, 8 years plus now. He had it on video, he had it on audio, he wrote it as a statement. And it was taken into a court to stamp when he did it. So what has changed? What did he say that has not happened? PDP wanted to capture Southwest. They knew Bola Ige is going to be a problem. He was sitting on the fence. He was serving in opposition government. He told the president he's resigning. He resigned, and he wanted to go back to PDP. They felt that would be a major one against the party. And that's all. That's the story. Going through that process, going through that headache, going through all that one, the story remains the same. Like, which part of the story did we cover? I was not there. Did I work for federal government? No, now. Did I work for Bola Ige? No. Did I know the man who pulled the trigger? Up to today, did Nigeria come out as a government to say this is how Bola Ige was killed? Was there a justification? What I'm sure, Frayo did not kill Bola Ige. He never said he killed Bola Ige. If federal government interest needed Bola Ige out, whatever he said those times were recorded. It was what we heard. So what is the benefit of Bola Ige's death to me as a person, to Segun Banjo, or to Festus Keyamo? What would have been our profit? What would have been our intention in it? In fact, as at the time Bola Ige was killed, I have not seen Frayo. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? We don't belong to the same group. He attended University of Ife. I was a student. I graduated '93 in Ogun State Polytechnic, Mass Comm. So where's the link? Why would I want Bola Ige dead? Why would I want Bola Ige's death to be hanged on somebody? What's my business? I was not a politician as at that time. I was just a journalist doing his job, on the lookout as trained for breaking news. It's only the federal government, the Nigerian police, and the law that can put that together. I'm not a private journalist. I'm not an investigative journalist. I am a society entertainment reporter. If Bola Ige were to be a musician, maybe I will be able to write the story. But as long as I am concerned, I restrict myself within the purview of what I practice, which is entertainment and society, lifestyle journalism.